What is going on, everybody? It's the Fountain here for AEW on TNT Review for last night's episode, Thanksgiving Eve, Wednesday, November 27, 2019. This was the first episode the first episode they've had in the Sears Center since August 31st at All Out. This also was the return of Cody from being beat down by Wardlow 2 weeks ago, and Chris Jericho's thank you celebration. Plus, Pac and Kenny Omega go one-on-one. Jon Moxley with another open challenge, and we have a couple of new debuts in an AEW. I'm gonna get this right out of the way, get the elephant out of the room. This was not the best show ever. This was not their best show. This was actually, I think, the weakest show. Was it a bad show? No. But AEW standards, this was absolutely their completely weakest show. I understand, yes, it's holidays. They want to get home to their families. They want to go and celebrate Thanksgiving. They don't want to be doing a show the night before, which unfortunately is going to happen because they're on Wednesdays. This, of course, was not a good show. It was not, again, this was the weakest show. There was some positives. Kenny Omega and Pac, definitely a positive. The first half of Chris Jericho's thank you celebration was actually fun, enjoyable, but it went way too long. And anybody who's an Orange Cassidy fan, he dressed up as a chicken, as a turkey. So positives to that, I guess. And basically, yeah, that was that for that. But we started this thing off with Soul Train Jones in the middle of the ring, with a portrait of the Inner Circle presence and some goofy mascots dancing on the outside. We had like a dinosaur, we had a white cow, we had a brown cow, we had a couple handstanding clowns with their they were all like these big huge balloon looking costumes. Like two of them were handstanding clowns with their legs bent over. He introduces Chris Jericho, and he comes out with a bottle in his hand with a marching band on the side, and he has this bottle that says a little bit of the bubbly. Crowd with a thank you Jericho chant. He tells them to shut up to get those boos going. He then tells the crowd to look under the chairs for a coupon to get 50 cents off his t-shirt. They actually pan to a guy who had this ticket and was just going absolutely nuts. Jericho then shows off his Little Bit of the Bubbly champagne and actually has a website for it, littlebitofthebubbly.com. Jericho and Soul Train Jones then try it out. Jericho then brings out Santana Ortiz and Sammy Guevara, who comes out with a basket of gifts. He rips on some in the crowd as they make their way down. Sammy goes and talks and gets the mic, gets booed. Jericho tells him to shut up. Sammy thanks Chris Jericho and then has a gift for him and says, some pictures worth 1,000 words, but I think this one is priceless. And there's this cardboard cutout that's just under a sheet. We don't know what it is. Turns out to be a picture of Sammy and Chris Jericho hugging. They actually hug to recreate the picture. He's all happy about that. He thinks it's awesome. And Santana Ortiz give him some things, some gifts, including stuff to help him avoid the flu, flip-flops, a little bit of the 40. Crowd chant 40, and then they put on a Puerto Rican flag bandana around his head, and Chris Jericho wonders, where is Jake Hagar, the big hood? So I guess he's no longer Hagar, he's Hagar. Hagar walks up from the back with an actual goat. He said, this is Chris Jericho. So that gets a little bit of a pop. Jericho asks what's in the big present. There was a big, huge box, and you're probably thinking this has got to be SCU or Scorpio's guy ready to come out and attack, but no. It's Chris Jericho's dad, former New York Ranger, Ted Irvine, I think is his name. Yeah. Wearing a New York Rangers jersey in Chicago. So, yes, there's your cheap heat for you. He says, it's great to be back in New York City. Crowd boos. Jericho lets him know they're in Chicago. We get a Let's Go Blackhawks chant. His dad says they beat them all the time and they were brutal. His dad says the Blackhawks will always be wimps, which it's kind of funny because the Blackhawks have won more championships in the last decade than the Rangers have. Just saying. He then gives out Rangers merch to the Inner Circle and crowd with a Rangers suck chant. Jericho then has an official statement from the higher-ups of AEW and TNT. He doesn't feel like reading it, though, and tells Justin Roberts to get in here and read it. Crowd with a "you can't read" chant, and Jericho says to Roberts, "What's your name, kid?" Roberts then reads the thank you about all of Jericho's contributions to AEW. Jericho says he thought it was a nice thank you, but didn't like how Roberts' tone, and slaps. They all surround him. He slaps Roberts, and the inner circle beats him up. SCU, dressed as the marching band, hits the ring, and they clear out the inner circle and take out Soul Train Jones to make y'all happy. So it's at this time we go to the commentator's desk, and we have JR, Excalibur there, but Tony Schiavone is not because he's off on assignment with the Georgia Bulldogs and their basketball team. So he won't be here this week. He's supposed to be here next week. They had some stand-in slot, like, I don't know, just some stand-in who apparently was just there for the next match. I'm just gonna be honest here, and I might not be the only one who says this. Tony Schiavone keeps that commentary group tied down. When he is not there, as you saw at Full Gear, as you saw last night, they are all over the place, and the show just doesn't have the flow as you would hope it would. Tony Schiavone is a vital piece to AEW's commentary. Now, if you would put Golden Boy on there, I think he would do just fine to replace him. But just having JR and Excalibur call the show on their own is not a good idea. First match of the night, we have ourselves the Best Friends versus the Lucha Bros. The Best Friends come out with a turkey-inspired Orange Cassidy. But before they get to the ring, the Lucha Bros come out from behind and attack them. This eventually leads to a dive off the top rope, off the top turnbuckle by Orange Cassidy, like laying out the Lucha Bros. So you get a match here between these two tag teams. Good match here. Didn't last very long. Trent gets dropped by Pentagon. Cover 2. Ross notes that Lucha Bros are currently number 1 in the rankings. Cassidy distracts Pentagon. Trent with a roll up for only a 2. He plants Phoenix to the mat with a 1, 2, 3. Best Friends are your winners. So I also did notice something tonight, and I think I asked this for Twitter yesterday. I asked this on Twitter last week, because last week Cody mentioned how Britt Baker was taking on Riho, and not Rito, but Shida, and that was 1 versus 2. And I asked, are we going to see the numbers, like, if they're number 1, is it going to be the title card and the 1 beside it, or is it not going to be there? Well, I didn't notice that last week, but I did on this episode of TNT. They did it for Kenny Omega, they did it for Pac, they did it for, I didn't see it for the Lucha Bros, but I did see it for Kenny Omega and Pac. Then we had women's tag team competition, Hikaru Shida and Chris Statlander versus Bea Priestley and Emi Sakura. This was an okay match. The women's division, as we know, is the crutch of AEW. They are just not where you would want them to be. And NXT, of course, has the best women's division of all wrestling, in my opinion. But this match was okay. Statlander gets hit with the mic to the back while Bea Priestley is distracted in a hurry. Emi with a tricky roll up for the 1, 2, 3. Bea Priestley and Emi Sakura are your winners. Backstage, Jon Moxley says, "I am Napalm Death," as I run through the AEW roster. I wonder if anyone else out there wants to get him get me before I get them. Someone crazy. He continues that I wonder if anyone wants to step up and be a hero. Go ahead, try it before he heads off. So leaving the challenge open again for somebody else. I know I'm not the only one to say I'm hoping that we get the Jon Moxley Jimmy Havoc match before it's too late. Then Cody makes his in-ring return since Full Gear, and he comes out. He still has a scar above his head. It still looks like it's still got a ways to go before it's healed all the way. he comes out to the biggest pop of the night. He takes on Matt Nix. This was a squash match. Drops Nix, puts him in the figure four, and makes him tap out. That was that. So Cody is back. He gets a win. He grabs the mic afterwards and says, "MJF, we don't have to wait. We could do this. Let's do this right here, right now." While he's talking, you notice in the upper corner behind him, in the ring, you see a slit being ripped in the mat being opened. Out comes the Blade, Braxton Stutter, who is Allie's husband, and the Butcher. They destroy Cody, hit a couple double teams on him, and then all of a sudden, Allie, in a black bunny mask and black attire, comes up, and when these two attacked, a hashtag came up: Blade Butcher Bunny. What the hell was that? This, in my opinion, was absolutely miss. This is just like the Dark Order. When the Dark Order attacked, what was it? Double or Nothing. They attacked the Best Friends. The lights went out, the lights came back on, and they were there, and they attacked. And you kind of just wondered, who? This one just, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Butcher, Blade, and Bunny. Just Blade, Butcher, Bunny. It just, I think it was a big hit or miss. It was a hit. It was a miss. And it just didn't. It didn't work. Like they shot it and it didn't land on target. Why they attacked Cody, I don't know. Do they have any affiliation with Wardlow and MJF? I have no idea. Kenny Omega and Pac. Nice, like I noticed something too. There was a lot of short matches in this show. Like not the matches. Like they had a lot more matches on this show because they all seemed to just be short. As was this one. Omega lands a V-trigger, one-wing angel, but no. Omega with a crucifix pin, no. Then rolled up and stacks Pac up for another pin attempt, and 1, 2, 3, he gets the win. So that was that. Obviously, these guys are going to have a rubber match down the line. Hopefully, it will be a lot longer than this was. I don't know if they were trying to stuff as many matches as they could into the show, but it just felt like it wasn't a well good show. And I've heard that NXT wasn't much better when it comes to these two shows, which I can, again, totally understand with NXT and AEW being the night before Thanksgiving. Could you imagine the fact that these two shows, like, if these two shows were on Christmas Eve, they wouldn't it would probably feel the same way. I know AEW is not going to be on for Christmas Day because of It's a Wonderful Life or whatever it is. I don't know if NXT is going to be on Christmas Day. Okay, MJF with Wardlow versus Adam Page when he receives the AEW Diamond Ring. This will be an annual match in regards to who gets the ring for the year. Okay. Why are we doing this? So MJF wins the ring this year, and he'll hold it for a year, and then he'll have to give it up unless he wins next year. Okay. Why? So this was an okay match here. Not like I said, it seemed like AEW took the foot off of the gas this week and put it a little started to ease it on the break. Wardlow gets a nice big hit while MJF distracts the referee. MJF brings Page in, hits a ugly looking double cross for the 1, 2, 3. He is your winner. DDP heads out to the ring to present the AEW Dynamite Diamond Ring. He gets on the mic and says why he's there, and then hands over the ring to MJF. MJF takes it, puts it on his finger, and gives it a kiss. Page says some of MJF's actions have been very disappointing, but tonight he's the man. While he slaps his arm. While I'm the bigger man, I'll congratulate you like a man. Puts his hand out to shake. MJF takes his gum, puts it in the hand that he was going to shake him with, closes that hand and just gives it a flat slap. DDP says, seriously? MJF gets in his face and says, seriously? MJF looks like he's going to turn around and leave. And I was like, oh, that's going to be the diamond cutter right there. But nope. They go face to face, and then Wardlow comes in and says, DDP said something to the fact that I'm a 63-year-old man, and it's going to be really embarrassing for a 63-year-old man to beat you all over the mean streets of Chicago. They get into a very bad brawl. They just get into a let's grab each other's collars and just run around, like twist each other around. Referees and security come out and break them up. You gotta let them fight chant. Doesn't happen, and we go to break. So, I was expecting DDP to be wasted by Wardlow because of his association with Cody, but that didn't happen. In the ring, we come back to break, and in the ring is Dustin with Jennifer Decker. Members in the Inner Circle get in the ring eventually and take him down because he said he is out for blood on Jake Hagar. Sorry, it's like 8 o'clock in the morning while I'm recording this. The Inner Circle eventually come in with Santana Ortiz and Sammy Guevara, and they start beating down on Dustin. Out comes Matt Jackson with a double clothesline. Nick then comes out and hits a double super kick with them. Sammy clocks Matt and hits Dustin, then eats a triple super kick, which was actually 2 super kicks and a boot from Dustin. Sammy Ortiz and Santana get a curtain call, kick between the legs. The Shattered Dreams, not a curtain call, a Shattered Dreams. But this was a nice segment. It helped keeps the fact that these buttoning factions, the Elite and the Inner Circle, are going to be interacting with each other for the foreseeable future. And a good way to keep that going. We see another Dark Order promo video, which is what do you want me to say about them? They're creepy, and if it helps them, then fine. And then we move into the main event of Scorpio Sky versus Chris Jericho for the AEW World Championship. Company notices nobody's allowed at ringside for this match, which good move. So this was probably, of course, the longest match of the night. It went about 12-13 minutes. Jericho does end up winning this match with the. Now Sky was able to get away from the Judas Effect. Roll up, but a 2 by Scorpio Sky. Jericho's able to lock the the Walls of Jericho. I don't know why they don't call it the Walls of Jericho. They're calling it the Lion Tamer. The Walls of Jericho is a Boston Crab, where the Lion Tamer is where you elevate them up and put your shin or your knee into the back of the opponent's neck. There's a difference, a massive difference. And the fact that they keep calling the Lion Tamer, the Walls of Jericho, the Lion Tamer, is absolute disrespect to the Walls of Jericho and the Lion Tamer. After the match, Jericho goes back to Sky and really locks in the Walls of Jericho. Moxley's music hits, and he comes out in the crowd and just stares at him. Jericho's barking him, "Come on, Moxley!" Shows the title, taunts him with it. Moxley finally starts making himself a little bit closer to the ring, and then show goes off the air. So it looks like Jon Moxley is going to be the next one in line. They're going to have to build him up a little bit because Pac is, I believe, still the #1 guy, even with the loss to Kenny Omega. But this was not the best show. This is not the worst. I don't know. AEW really hasn't had a bad show. It wasn't a bad show. It was just meh. It was there. I understand it is the holidays. Hopefully we'll have a better effort next week. And again, Tony Schiavone needs to be back next week. It sucks that he has to go do his Georgia Bulldogs obligations, but hey, he's contracted to work with them. He's going to until his contract's up, so it's gonna have to be dealt with. I just wish they would have found somebody and anybody who actually, if they wanted to keep that pillar from being there while Tony Schiavone's gone, and just having these two by themselves without Tony Schiavone does not bode well for them. But that is your AEW review. It was a so-so show. The world title match was fine. The celebration went way too long. Cody, it was great to see him back. I want to know what's up with Butcher, Bunny, and Butcher, Blade, Butcher, Bunny, Butcher, Blade, Bunny, whatever. And what's the deal with that? Hopefully we'll get a promo package from them or something soon. Not much else I can say. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Find me on Twitter at The France Club. Find me on twitch.tv/The France Club. Go check out The France Plays, my gaming YouTube channel while I'm playing through the Red War Legacy campaign on Destiny 2. But until then, my name is The France, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for NXT Saturday for SmackDown. Until then, my name is The France, and I'll see you guys later.